Hi guys, welcome to my first video. Today I'll be talking about the upcoming UFC 218. Please leave your comments down below and please do share your opinion, as I will be reading all the comments. First one I'm going to be talking about is Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje. This to me is going to be fight of the night. You know, two absolute brawlers. They leave the heart and soul in the cage after the fight, give nothing but 100%. This is most certainly, for me, the fight I'm most looking forward to. You know, Eddie Alvarez's last fight, if I'm correct, was against Poirier, when he hit him with the illegal knees and they called the fight off as a no contest. I was shocked that the rematch never took place, to be honest, because it was a fantastic brawl up until that point. You know, Justin Gaethje's coming into this fight virtually unknown to fans. He did make his place known, obviously, when he fought Michael Johnson, getting that TKO win in round 2. I'm not entirely sure if people know, but Gaethje has really good leg kicks. He's finished people with leg kicks 3 times, if I'm right. I think it's 3 times he's finished people with leg kicks, and that's in the World Series of Fighting. He's 18-0. He's got his toughness is unreal. He's got an amazing chin. I'm really looking forward to this fight. You know, Eddie has 5 losses and 28 wins, which is a fantastic record too. I think 15 of them wins are TKO, KO wins. 7 are by submission and 6 by decision, if I'm correct. They're both great fighters, but I'll be backing Gaethje, I think. You know, he looked great against Michael Johnson, and I'm going to say a round 3 stoppage. Next we've got Overeem versus Ngannou. Another great fight. Everyone knows Alistair has subliminal striking. He has a K1 Grand Prix, a Strikeforce heavyweight title, a Dream heavyweight title, and in 2010 and 11 he was voted Fighter of the Year at the World MMA Awards, which, you know, that's fantastic. What I worry for with Overeem is that his last 4 losses were KOs, coming from Stipe Miocic, Ben Rothwell, Travis Brown and Bigfoot Silva. The worst part about them losses, though, is that 3 of the 4 he seemed to get very overconfident, believing he'd already won the fight and got caught and knocked out. With Ngannou, he's relatively new to the sport, and I see Overeem getting overconfident again, and possibly that may proceed to him getting knocked out. You know, Ngannou's an absolute freak too, winning all 5 of his UFC fights so far, 4 being KOs and 1 coming by a submission when he caught, I think his name's Anthony Hamilton, with a Kimura, I think it was. Absolutely fantastic performance in that fight. His most recent win, I think, was against Arlovsky. He got the TKO win in either January or February. He was scheduled to fight Junior Dos Santos, where everybody knows that fight got cancelled. I think Junior Dos Santos got busted. I'm not sure what it was for. I just know it was obviously a banned substance. It was probably another dick pill. Yeah, that hit hard for me though, because that fight, I think if Ngannou would have beat JDS, I think that would have pushed him from just being a hype train, and he would have transcended into a world-class category. And I think this fight then, with Overeem, would have made much, much bigger noise, if I'm honest. Right, the Holloway and Aldo fight. You know, Jose Aldo's leg was apparently injured during the first fight, and everybody knows his leg kicks can be absolutely brutal, and without them, you know, that takes a big part of his game away from him. What I didn't know was all of Aldo's fights in the UFC have been title fights too. I think I heard that maybe it was on Michael Bisping's podcast. He said that all of his UFC fights have been title fights. He's never had a round 3. He's never had a 3-round fight, I think, since about 2009, and like before the WEC days, which is absolutely crazy. You know, what caught me off guard as well is that he took the fight on such short notice. You know, normally he turns down short notice fights like he did with McGregor, which shows he really does have that fire and determination to come back and possibly take back that title, you know. Max Holloway will be coming in very confident though, because he got the third round win over Aldo in June. So that confidence could sway in his favour, and possibly he may show off more of his skills. He's got unreal potential as well, Holloway has. You know, he's looked fantastic in his UFC career so far, only losing 3 of his 21 fights, coming from, I think it's McGregor definitely, because he was the first person to take McGregor to a decision. Then there was Dennis Bermudez and Dustin Poirier, who definitely aren't pushovers either, you know. And in them 3 losses, he's only been finished once. It was very early on in his career to Poirier, who caught him in a mounted triangle armbar back in, I think it was 2012. That was 5 years ago, man. Jesus, you know. It's a real hard fight for me to guess the outcome. You know, with Aldo obviously being injured in the first fight, it's a very interesting one. But I'm going to put my money on Holloway winning on a decision, I think. You know, if it was in Brazil, you know, the decision would obviously go the other way because, well, yeah, it's Brazil. But yeah, I think it's in Detroit if I'm right. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into my video. I will be looking to upload more frequently. Please like this video, subscribe. But from now, that's all for me. In a bit.